tried to do. He really ought to have returned by now. Mayhaps it's time I went looking for him. That place puts my hairs on end. Yet if aught were to befall him, I couldn't live with myself.
Is this place bereft of beasts and brigands both?
A brief respite is naught to decry.
Hail, if you've a moment to spare, I'd like a word. As you can see, we're rebuilding, a task that can always benefit. What say you? Would you be willing to help? Excellent, you're a good sort. I'll not soon forget this. Here's what I need from you. A bask of saurians has made their nest outside the village. Though they're yet to cause any harm, their proximity... I'd like to enlist... I've prepared some explosive casks and left them by the village entrance. Use...
Saurians are monsters of fearsome strength, 'tis true, but I've yet to meet a foe that explosive casks can't scatter.
I quite agree. You're soaked! Do try not to catch cold.
Boy, where do you think you're going? Or
Wish me to return? At once, master.
You truly are formidable, Arisen.
Well, that appears to have sent some of the beasts reeling, at least. To finish the job, I'd have you drop a jar of poison into their nest. With any luck, the Saurians will realize that they chose a perilous spot and steer... But pray, take care not to drop it in the river. The villagers use that. You must make sure your aim is true. Are we clear? Good. You'll find the jars of poison just outside the village. Toss one into the Saurians...
A single jar of poison ought to send those saurians packing. Only do be mindful not to spill any on yourself, master.
Hold fast, Arisen! I will will be with you in but a moment.
Ingredients are plentiful hereabouts.
Shall we see if there's aught to be found while we're here?
Expertly thrown, Master. I'd wager those Saurians will think twice about nesting here again.
One could not have hoped for a gladder outcome.
You've done as I asked, I see. Many thanks for your efforts. And I must say, you've a fine arm. I couldn't have done better. Watching you got me thinking. Mayhap you've the sense to inherit the skills I possess. Or perhaps 'tis a little early for such. In any event, thanks to the work you've done for us today, the rebuilding efforts ought to proceed apace.
That's that then.
Outstanding.
We have achieved our objective.
It is vital that we rest and regain our strength before moving on.
The Arisen is the lawful ruler of Vermund. Our kingdom sees many pretenders, and they are not dealt with lightly. Best hope you're not one of them. Regardless, you would do well not to invite my mistrust on our journey.
Harpies, Master!
Hope you weren't expecting mercy.
Look there. I espy another statue.
What say we mark it in our minds as a place of interest? I don't know about you, Master, but I'm worn out. Mightn't we have a rest before pressing on?
Hold here a moment. I shall bid them open the gate.
Who's that you've brought with you, Watchhead, sir?
An Arisen, by all appearances.
An Arisen? Another pretender, you mean?
'Tis uncertain. This one commands the loyalty of the pawns.
What? Impossible. You know as well as I do that there can be but one Arisen, and he's up in the palace.
I'm well aware of how preposterous the idea is, thank you. However, as I do not believe it my place to rule on such a matter, I would make my... If the claim is false, we will be rewarded handsomely for our trouble. If the claim is true, however, who can say? All's been arranged. Come, let us pass through the gate.
You're welcome to take whatever you like from my pack, Master. I'd gladly see you put what I find to good use.
An ox cart was meant to meet us, yet 'tis nowhere in sight. Aught may have befallen it. Best we press on.
We have found a material.
Different combinations of materials result in different creations. We could make camp here, if you were so inclined, Arisen.
Mayhap we ought to return for a rest when we're in need of one.
Is everyone all right? More marks of the dragon's fury. Its rampage must have weakened the earth here.
I'll carefully conserve my strength and endeavor to survive every battle by way of sound strategy and defensive tactics.
I'll turn you into a pincushion!
That was well fought.
This place makes my hair stand on end. Should trouble occur, it is my charge to set it right. Required pay is a welcome one. I dare say the cart shan't be traversing this. Onward! It might await us on the road ahead.
The day grows darker with our every step.
Ears pricked. 'Twill be difficult to pinpoint distant foes by sight alone.
Not bad.
Well done, Master.
Let us see what you're made of!
My curative magics are at your disposal. Wait right there.
As you wish. I shall return directly.
What's this? We're trapped. Fire! A Cyclops! To think we didn't come.
Cyclops. Right. Be on your guard.
Quite a view from up here. See how high I can scale? This cruise has quite the temper.
A moment of indecision may spell our doom.
Strike hard enough, and we might not have to do this twice.
Strike fast and true, and our quarry shall fall.
No more here.
What's that sound?
Fall back!
You'll not live to regret this.
Fall back! Quickly!
Look out, Arisen! We're under attack! This time we made it happen. To inform the vermin that
You have my gratitude, sir. Should seem I misjudged you. I had taken you for another false arisen. Goodness knows we see a lot of them. Yet the value you showed in coming to our aid has dispelled such thoughts. Give it to one of the sentinels stationed at the gates to the capital, and you'll be granted an audience with Captain Brown. You're free to make your own way to the capital now. I see no need to keep you under constant watch, and I'm sure you'll breathe a little easier as well, aye? Of course, if you'd rather continue to accompany us, you are still welcome to join us on the ox cart. 'Tis your decision.
Come to think of it, our ranks have gone unchanged for a while now.
That explains the harmony betwixt us. These fiends will resurrect so long as their skulls remain intact. But fear not, I shall gladly smash every last one.
Ah, here's the cart now. Do you intend to join us? Very well. Board the ox cart and we'll be off.
An ox cart ought to make our journey easier.
One hopes these carts offer comfort commensurate to their costs.
The sky is radiant this night. I feel at peace to gaze upon it.
'Tis as you say.
Wish me to return? At once, Master.
it!
Seems we drove them off. You've my thanks for aiding us. Vernworth isn't far from here. Will you join us the rest of the way? All right. Into the ox cart, then.
We're setting out.
I was informed of your coming would be arisen.
Captain Brandt, this individual summoned a pawn through a rift stone. Several witnesses can attest to it. Though I admit I had my doubts at first. 'Twould seem this is no mere deceiver.
This one's not a bad sort. Saved our hides on the way here.
As decreed by the great will of our world, there can only be one arisen. That arisen now resides within the palace. Indeed, he is our sovereign and the rightful ruler of Vermund. It follows, therefore, that this ruffian before us is naught but a pretender. You must submit to questioning. If you value your life, you will not attempt to flee. I shall conduct the interrogation myself. Stand watch outside. I beg your forgiveness for my insolence, Your Majesty. If the Queen Regent had learned of your existence, I fear your life would have been in peril. I had no choice but to treat you as a pretender, lest my actions draw suspicion from watchful eyes. Then you have truly lost your memory? In that case, mayhap I ought to explain the situation before we proceed. You, and no other, are the sovereign, the only legitimate ruler of this kingdom. Some days past, you confronted the dragon in the village of Melv, whereupon you became arisen. The people rejoiced, for our true liege had finally appeared, and in Vermund's long years of council rule. Yet, not all celebrated your coming. Your arrival would have robbed the Queen Regent Disa of everything. During the time of the previous consul, she acted as a queen in her own right, ruling the palace as she saw fit. And just after the consul's passing, when 'twas all but certain that her son would take his father's place, word reached the castle that the Arisen had been found. To Disa, Your Majesty's very existence is naught but an obstacle to her own family's continued prosperity. The assassination of the Arisen is an impossible feat for mortal hands. Thus, Disa chose to abduct Your Majesty while you recovered from your wounds, in order to rob you of your memory with a fell curse and sell you to Batal as a slave. Following that, she prepared a replacement to serve as the sovereign in your stead, a mere puppet. However, with Your Majesty returned, I have no intention of twiddling my thumbs as Disa plays her games. I shall devise some plans to further our cause. Pray, visit me a night in the tavern that we might discuss them. This one's cleared of all suspicion, and has my permission to remain in the capital. You are to trouble the good sir no further.